Hi, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Chris DePate, and I support Conrad Frank here at Guaranteed Rate as his renovation specialist. Today, we're going to talk about our programs available to you and how it can help with your sales growth. First of all, I'm going to walk you through some before and after photos. And if you would like a copy of this presentation, please contact Conrad Frank direct, and he can get you a deck of this. We have done projects for minor repairs or major repairs. Our first project I'm going to walk you through was $51,000. Here's the before photo. So you can see there's mold in the home. The home was foreclosed on and boarded up. Any property condition is fine. And here are the photos of the project completed with everything corrected, mold remediated, and everything brought up to code. The next project was a Midstream Construction. So again, any property condition is fine. This was a home that someone tried to purchase, do construction, and sell, and something went wrong during the process. So they've sold the home during the process. So this is what the home looked like for our buyers, which is great because they can actually see the guts of the property. And then this is the completed version. So they were able to complete the home for about $170,000. This next project was a major project. It's $290,000, which increased the property from 1,100 square feet to 3,300 square feet, adding a second story, a new 2-car garage, 3 new bathrooms, and a 20 by 10 finished basement. The work was obviously extensive with new mechanical. So here's the before photo, and here's the after photo. Our next project was an actual tear down of a property that we left the original foundation. There were violations on title, which we're allowed to do for renovation. This property became a 2-story, 2 full bath, 2-bedroom, or 3-bedroom property. So here's the before photos. Then it was torn down, original foundation remained and rebuilt. And here are the after photos. Our next project is in St. Louis. So we cover all 50 states. So whether you're in Michigan or the surrounding states, maybe you have a second home somewhere, we can cover any state in the 50 states. This property was in St. Louis. It was outdated. It was from 1926. So here we did increase square footage and just modernize the home. So here are the before photos and here are the after photos. So really nice transformation. And here are of the property, because you can also do exterior. They did some work, landscaping in the back, little paver patio there. At our final project, this was about a $150,000 project for a home that needed a complete gut rehab. And here are the before photos. And any property condition, again, doesn't matter what the property looks like. We can do renovation on any property. No utilities have to be on, no gas, no electric, no water. If there's damage from the roof having leaks or if any pipes burst, we can do any property in any condition. Renovation does not matter the condition of the home. Here are the after photos. So these are just some, things you can show clients if they are looking to try to rehab a property. Now I'll talk a little bit about the programs available for you. Here at Guaranteed Rate, we have 2 conventional programs called Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. We also have our FHA 203K renovation program. One is known as a limited and one is known as a standard. The limited maxes out at $35,000 for total cost for work and soft cost, and they do not allow structural. Our standard 203K, there's no limit on the amount of work you can do as long as we stay within the county loan limit, and structural work is allowed. Like you can do additions, you can build a garage. We also have jumbo renovation and new construction. Those allow for primary residence and second home only, no condos. We do have condos available on our conventional program, and we do loans up to $2 million on our jumbo renovation and new construction. We also offer VA renovation for our veterans who are looking to buy a property. Cosmetic updates only are allowed, and it has to pass the VA appraisal standards. But by doing renovation, you're basically going to pass the VA appraisal because the work that is going to be done would address anything that an appraiser might call out. No structural work is allowed on our VA renovation, and this is maxed at $50,000 total in repairs, which includes soft costs. We also have what's known as a Hud Reo 100 down program on our 203K platform. These are for homes that HUD is selling. If you have a buyer who is buying a HUD home, they only have to put $100 down, and when we can give them the money to buy the property and also repair the property. It's a 30-year fix, and it's for owner occupied only. Buyers do have to live in these properties for 1 year, any property that we're doing renovation on. And most of these loans allow for seller concessions if they want a credit for closing costs. They don't have to, but they're allowed. Just want to let you know that. Here are some common loan features. These are available for purchase or refinance. They're all fixed rate mortgages. We utilize what's called a Hud Consultant, and I'll explain his role later. Work is started once the file is closed and permits are obtained. So you as a realtor are just helping the buyers buy a property or your sellers sell an outdated property. And we typically close in 60 days. So there's not going to be a lot of extra things you have to do. Just the closing date's a little bit longer because typically we try to close our conventional loans. We get clear to close in like 15 days, but on renovation, it takes about 45 to 50 days because we need typically plans and a bid. So there's a little bit more of a delay on that. Mortgage payments can be financed while the property cannot be occupied if the appraised value supports it. So it's not automatic. If you've ever heard about renovation, typically you can finance some payments, but the value has to support those payments being financed. So in addition to all the construction, once we add payments, the appraised value does need to support it. We do pay out certain funds to the GCs up front once the file is closed and permits are obtained. So for standard 203K, they'll do up to 50% of material costs for flooring, roofing, cabinets, things like that. And we will help write that up in the bid so the client can get their contractor some money. For our conventional program, we give 50% of material cost up to $50,000 for the first upfront draw once we have permits. So that'll help the GC get some money in his pocket quickly. From there, we pay as work is performed. They're called draw pays to the contractor. Also, the borrower can be their own GC if they are licensed GC or in the trades, like as a plumber, electrician, carpenter, etc. You cannot be your own GC on our jumbo program. They don't allow that. But on our conventional home style choice in 203K, you can be your own GC if you're in the trades. And self-help, again, is allowed. Family member on our 203K program cannot be a GC, but a family member can be the GC on our conventional program, and we do see that happen a lot. The tenant cannot buy from a landlord on our 203K program, but the tenant can buy from their landlord on our conventional program. And a realtor can be a blood relative helping, one of their family members buy a property that needs work. They can gift their realtor commission, or give a closing cost credit. So there's a lot of cool things that can be done through this renovation platform. So here's some other information about the program. It can be any qualified buyer. This is not an income restricted program or a certain area. This is for anybody, any area, any property, any condition. You can finance properties that need minor repairs, major repairs. We can do it on purchase or refinance. You can do additions, garages, landscaping, bathrooms, basements, waterproofing, roofs. Pretty much the sky's the limit. We rebuild porches, we do back decks, patios, everything can be done with this loan program. This includes the cost when we renovate a loan. We give the seller, so we take the purchase price, we add in the repairs, the improvements, any draw inspections, any cost of permits. We also hold what's called a contingency reserve for cost overrun. We get the title updated to keep lien waivers cleared, and architect. All of this is allowable to be financed into the loan. Home buyers can buy any property as is. So if you ever see a listing that says cash only, doesn't qualify for financing, that's actually not true. If you have a listing, for example, that is, has no electricity, no running water, it's distressed, and you think you can only get a cash buyer, then you're really limiting your pool of cash of buyers. You can get financing and probably get a stronger offer by using this renovation platform because we can finance the property and the renovations. We can do as little as 3% down, and that down payment on any construction or renovation is not on the purchase price. It's on the purchase price plus all the repairs or rehab. Our minimum credit score is 620. We can go a little bit lower than that case by case. Typically, renovation rates are 3/4, sometimes up to 1% higher, just due to the on construction. There's a lot of risk factors that go into it, so they have a higher rate. Guaranteed rate does offer a no-cost refinance when the construction is done to help get the buyers back into the lowest rate possible. Now, if rates go up, the buyers do not have to refinance. So last year, for example, we had some rates in the 3.5% on reno. Right now, the current mortgage rates are in the mid to high 4s. So those people are not refinancing. If the rate ever goes lower, though, they will be eligible. Repairs or improvements are done after the loan closes. So the seller's going to get paid in 60 days, the realtors get paid, and then once we close, we set up our construction escrow account and we take over with the homeowner. We will refer what's called the Hud Consultant that will meet with the buyer immediately once a buyer is in contract, and that is done during inspection period. That way, if something comes back that is going to cost significantly more than everybody thinks, they can at that point decide if they want to cancel the contract and get back their earnest money. We do all types of properties. We can do 1 to 4 unit properties, second homes that are 1 unit, investment 1 unit, long-term hold, condos, PUDs. We do finance on mixed use, and we can also do vacation homes. So here are the loan limits. My main base is in Illinois, which are, our collar counties here, Cook County, et cetera. You have the same loan limits in Michigan, but as you can see, there's a difference with the FHA loan limit is a little bit lower than our conforming loan limit. So we'll try to match up the right program based on client down payment, credit profile, and purchase price and loan limit in the county. So again, here's Grand Rapids, Kentwood, and Kent County. There's the loan limits here, though they're very similar to our loan limits. So again, we'll work with the client to make sure that if your buyer or seller, has any questions on loan limits, we can walk them through that. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about the role of a consultant. This is a person who we assign once you're in contract. They have to come out immediately and do the write-up to give the client an idea of what the cost will be. They're paid at the time of the site visit. It ranges anywhere from $400 to $1,600 on what I call normal projects. If we have bigger projects going in the $200,000-$300,000 range, their fee can be higher, and I'll show you the fee schedule. They come out and do a cost analysis, breaking everything down in labor and material, and they deliver the report back to the borrower within 5 days, 5 business days. Then the borrower and myself would talk to see if they're going to move forward and make sure everything looks good. And then the borrower gets their contractor to put their bid on this specific paperwork, which is required by the bank. Because it's broken out in labor and material and already categorized, it helps us to pay the contractor faster, so they just fill out that form. The consultant stays with the project from start to finish, because once the loan closes, he does assist with getting the GC paid out, doing that first draw fee, once they get permits so they have some material money. Then during the process, as work is performed, they're going to do draw fees with the contractor, take photos, show the work that's been done to get the payments taken care of. So a very important person in this process is this consultant. So for 203Ks, here's the fee schedule. It's based on the amount of work that the borrower is looking to do. And then for home style, which is our conventional and choice, this is the fee schedule for that. So we give this to the clients right away and talk them through. They can get this fee repaid to them and financed through the loan if they close. It lowers their cash to close. If they have to pay it at the time of the appointment, if the loan doesn't close because they back out, it's non-refundable, just like a home inspection would be. But if they close, I can finance it, and that reduces their cash to close at closing. So for agents using this program, when you have a buyer, maybe they're looking at a specific area, a specific school district, or they need to live close to their parents because they need help with childcare, or they need to be close to where they work, and there's not a lot of inventory, or they're just looking at outdated homes. Please remember this opportunity as a realtor to tell them about this program, because maybe you can find them an outdated home that hasn't been, purchased, and they can make it their own. They can pick their own upgrades and how they want the floor plan. You can use this for additions. You can use this for garages. Again, anything. Again, we focus on school district and location. So this is just great to kind of teach your buyers that this exists. And, maybe if a buyer is talking to you as an agent and then someone else gives them another agent and you just have more education and ideas, maybe you win that buyer's, loyalty to work with you. And same on the listing side. I'd give a great example. We had a family that had 3 kids. The parents passed away. They all have a realtor. They all, met with the realtor. Each realtor came in. The first 2 realtors were like, oh, this is so outdated. We might need a cash buyer. This is going to be hard to move. Yet the third agent came in and, attended this webinar and said, hey, we have this great program that, we can tell buyers they can come in with a low down payment. They can fix this up. We have before and after photos. We got great marketing materials. We're going to be able to move this quickly and get a full price offer. Well, of course, our agent won that listing. Number one, they were super positive. They had all this material. They had all this knowledge. No one else had brought it up. So if this can help you win more listings and more buyers, that's what we're here to do is try to get you more deals. So here's an example. If you have a listing that this was actually in Ann Arbor, Michigan, where the realtor put in, bring your contractor and architect, make an investment in this property, showing them that it needs work. Bring your ideas, bring your contractor, put something like this in or qualifies for renovation money, just so they know that if they walk into this, it's going to need work. And then people are looking for properties like that. So increase your selling power, close more transaction. Any home can be purchased with this program in as-is condition. Any renovations can be completed as long as the foundation remains in place, or we can do new construction. So we can finance these homes, and we use future value. So if you know someone who, hey, I want to refinance and update my home, and I'll probably sell it in a few years, send them our way. We'll get the property looking great, and then in a few years, when you go to sell it, you have a beautiful home that'll sell quickly. As a listing agent, obviously, if you ever come across REOs that you're going to list or estate sales or outdated properties, hopefully you can use this platform to get stronger offers and not lowball cash buyers. And, we can customize anything for your client, and we typically close these in 45 to 60 days. So if you have any questions on the program, please feel free to contact Conrad Frank. His information here is on the slide. His phone number is 224-567-2403, and you can reach him via email at conrad.frank@rate.com. Thank you, everyone, for listening in. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.